In this laboratory, we're going to talk about surface finish. Surface finish, or surface roughness, if you will, is the texture of a machined part, or a ground part, or modified part. For our lab, we're going to look at the micro-inch arithmetic average, which is micro AA. And we're going to look at various parts, as you can see back here. And this is the comparison standard we will use. I'll try to get this up to the camera so you can see it real well. You can see there's flat lapping, reaming, grinding, horizontal milling, vertical milling, and turning. And along the periphery of the chart, you notice micro AA. There's 63, 32, 16. This is micro inches. Roughness average, which is from the top of the one peak to another peak, the way the part is machined. And then down to 2. And then on this side, you'll notice 500. That's the roughest in comparison to the different sizes of surface finish. Okay, on the first part, as you'll see, it's a plate right here on our form. Plate features 1, 2, and 3 with a dimension and surface type. Okay, on this plate, if you look closely, and this is difficult here, I know, but this doesn't have scallops or any kind of special machining. If you look at 1, 2, and 3, number 3 doesn't appear to be machined. It's just rough cold roll steel. But this is a ground part. And if you look at 1 is roughly equal to, very hard to tell. It's rougher than this one, which is 63. So on your form, for number 1, I would put greater than 63, as you can see, and then grind, which is also true of 2, grind, and 3, none. Okay, and that's, please add these into your form, because once again, you look at the actual part, there has been no finishing take place on 3. 2 looks just like 1, and these are ground parts. To save time on the next part, I've went ahead and filled out the form for you, but I looked at 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And if it's very difficult, I know, to see, but that's a number 5 is non-turned, 4 is rough, 3 is a little smoother, 2 is smoother yet, and 1's the smoothest. And if you compare that to the standard, you'll notice that 4 looks kind of like this one right here. It looks like 250 micro inch AA. I don't know how well you can see that. But see 63 and you compare, it's hard to see through the camera, I know. But to save time, I went ahead and 2 and 3 looks the same on the part, which is roughly 63 micro inches. And number 1 looks more like 32. And then I've already written it down for you here. Please fill this out on your form: 32, 63, 63, 250, and none. And all 5 features we measured are for shaft. The next surface finish we're looking at is this block, which has 6 features on it. As you can see, it's been processed and modified differently in each portion, 1 through 6. Looking at the standard, we try to figure out what process was used. If you look closely, and I know it's very difficult to do, but on 6 you can see these ridges that seem to be going straight across. Well, the closest that comes to is the horizontal milling that you see here on the comparison chart. Also, to save time, I worked through this for you. And number 6 is roughly 125 microinches. And then 3, 4, and 5 appear to be almost the same as your 63 here. Can you see that? 63 on 3, 4, and 5. I know it's very difficult to see in the camera, and I apologize. And then number 1 turned out to be roughly 32. You see it with the light reflection? Now go in, please, and add your dimensions. 32, 32, 63, 63, and 63, and 125. Horizontal mill, you can abbreviate that. In block 2, which has 8 features, we look at the standard comparison. We try to figure out how it was machined. And you can kind of see the circular scallop and the way it kind of machines onto itself here. And guess what? That's vertical milling. Going through the dimensions and comparing with the comparison chart and looking at the block, I've guesstimated that 6, 7, and 8 appear to be 125 microinches. And if you compare that there, maybe you will concur. Regarding the rest, like 1 through 5, as a vertical milling process, all of them appear to be about 63. That's about the best we could get on our vertical mill for this laboratory. See it right here? There's 63 vertical mill, and you're comparing slots 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looking at our form that we need to fill out, we go in and we add 63, 1 through 5, and then 6 through 8, we add 125, and then write vertical mill and service type. Then I ask that you go in and add in this space here what you thought of the lab for surface finish. Please go back and do TIR-FIM basin indicator. Tell me what you think in this area. And then back to optical flats. Tell me what you think in this area of this 3-in-1 lab. Thank you for joining me.